them and the other crew, but I'm there, and they come into our fundraiser. And they gave more than everybody. They gave the most of the money. Okay. You go back 40 years ago, when I would go to visit him at home, between 35 and 40 years ago, he had a nice little daughter that was, I guess she was junior high at that time. So she would just listen and look. And she became a very nice friend. She became an attorney. And when I called her this time, she wouldn't answer. They had special, you could tell, not that she went that away, anything. Okay, so they had the word, that whole crew. Now, for me, that Bay Area crew, that Bay Area crew was basically my crew. They used our masjid for ayah for over a decade. It was the only place they was welcome. Our masjid was the only place Shias was welcome in those days. The only place. Okay. Now they bought a big giant spot out there. And I was welcome. But there's no you're not welcome. But you could tell something is happening with them. So we left them alone. But now we're going to go there. We're going to be there on Thursday night. We're going to pass out a DVD. You'll know because we'll make the one that we want for them. All the others that we've been making, this for that, it's not for that. It's just practice and a lot of it is to vent. You guys, we're not going to have no fundraiser with that kind of talk. It's ridiculous, right? You low down Iranians, you double crossers, right? And then you're going to ask them for money? That's ridiculous, right? So actually, no, I've been on those, but I'm not going to put those things out. That's venting, because I get to say it, and if one or two of them heard it, they got the idea. But I'm not going to put nothing out like that. Okay. That's just like the brother that come here from Saudi Arabia, and he done measured everything. Soon as he walk in the door, I jump on Saudi Arabia. You expect them to come back and the other crew from out there, remember how they was measuring everything and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. So yeah, we ain't seen them since, right? Hey man, okay. So we know what not to do. We're not going to do that. Okay, that's the first criterion is using the best approach that you can conjure up. Yeah. The same thing we'll do at IAC. We'll go out there, we'll make up a nice thing, and then we'll go out and pass them out. The difference between them and other brothers, they're here at the seat of power. Everybody goes out there, usually works in one of the things. And I don't know who's in, brother from Iran, well, you been to the Daftar lately? I said, no, who's heading it now? He knows, but I said, no, I ain't been by there. I'm not going by there. I'm not, that's that. We'll go out to the IAC and we'll, if people want to, they'll help us out. If they don't, that's fine. But our fundraising is back to the early days. It's good because it humbles you, you know what I mean? So you're not arrogant. You can't stand out there with a box. Yeah, you better give me some help. You owe me, right? You got to have a different attitude, right? They don't know how important those boxes are, just to what it do for you. Yeah, what it do for you. Yeah, you got to take off all that, that's okay. But anyway, I hope that halfway answered the. It does, actually. Okay. Yeah, so you know, this how to win friends and influence people. When we raise funds, we don't come in calling names. Why, you low down bums. I mean, if they send somebody by here, we used to run everybody away. Like if Siraj, I mean not Siraj, but some people like that from up there would send somebody by, you could tell when they walk in. So you could also tell when I get on they'd get up and walk out. All I want to know is, where did you come from? And I done got good at that. And some people come in and they they've been here before and they're horrible. Well, I just they get up and walk on out. They got to, you know. Yeah, I mean it's just you got to have fun. If you get mad about any of this stuff, you won't make it. I believe maybe a person might, but Allah kind of gave me the little happy spirit, the joking spirit. So that's what I use. That's my weapon, and it's a good weapon. It just you can't lose because you can't. The people that turn mean and hateful, and I could be suspicious of somebody without having no animosity. I could like them. In fact, I do. I be suspicious of people, and I like them. I'm just nice guy, nice crew. Why not? Right? They're only what they are based on the information they have. If we do this long enough, you never know. You never know. It don't make no difference though. We're As-Sabiqun. We're gonna, and if nobody listens to us, they can go out and stand by the ocean and let it boil over on their behind. You know, and that could be almost any time. Not next week, but week after next. If they don't believe what we're saying, let them go stand by the ocean. It'll boil over on their behind. You know, right? In other words, all the stuff we're talking about, right? You know, it's not way off in the distance anymore. It's either you have to do something about this now, and guess what? They ain't doing nothing. Well, they sure don't care. They don't care. It's a part of the population. And I'll close with this. They said 1,000 manatees, you know, them big old things, have died because the seagrass and stuff is disappearing in Florida. And they say all we have to do, they're starving to death. So now they have to take care of them. They bring it, you know, like feeding cattle, throwing the weeds out of the boat and everything. Because it's not anything wrong with them. They're natural. Every people at the end of their cycle of time, they acted just like these people. You talk to them, they cover their head up, stick their finger in their ear, right? It's all there. Every word. And you be saying, dog, man, that's true. And of course it's true. But I'll close with this. Brother Abdul Haq and I used to have the I'll be damn effect. And maybe we talk about George Bush, something like that. We say, I'll be damned. He really did it. He just did it. And we would analyze, you know, and we called it the I'll be damned effect. Everything we would come up with, I'll be damned. They actually said it, they're doing it. Well, I'll be damned. That's what we call it, I'll be damned effect. I'll be damned. You know, they actually doing it. You know, this. Are there any more questions or comments? Okay, alhamdulillah. Well, we'll be ready. We might, yeah. I'm going to try to get something ready. We might pass something out. this Thursday. Well, no rush. We'll get a flyer and everything ready next Thursday. Yeah, Thursday after next. We don't have to do it. Yeah. But this Juma should be shorter. I put it that way. Short. But that's what I was going to say. We could go out and raise a few funds. Yeah. And some of the other brothers, if y'all could do that, we can hustle up the boxes of flyers. We could just get warmed up. Could y'all go to Dar El Hijra? Yeah, the other brothers will stay here. And don't worry, we'll save y'all. Plus, they in so early, you barely get back over here. We'll make sure that we put aside. Remember them big pieces of turkey we had? We had the thing covering up. That's so. The first thing the Negro is going to say, he ain't, not that doing work means something, but they ain't swept nothing, they ain't did nothing. Man, give me that dump stick there, brother. I said, no, that's for the believers there. Not that you're a believer, but you're a visiting believer, commercial believer, you know, right? So we had all the wings. I didn't give but one wing away, them turkey wings, because people like turkey wings and stuff. Anyway, not that I'm, okay. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم